Okay, so now we're coming up to the start of the new walking tour, and there's a plaque here to Thomas McIntyre. Obviously he was the only one to survive from the police officer's side. Probably in a moment of panic he managed to get on Sergeant Kennedy's horse, which apparently ran away with him at the start, and then Sergeant Kennedy sort of tried to follow the same trail as the horse had created, and that's the trail that has now been created as the walking trail. They say it's sort of 40 minutes. There's a brief map of it, and we'll be covering that trail. 40 minutes is quite a slow pace. Depending on your fitness levels, you could do it a lot sooner than that, but again, depends on how long you want to stay at the various places. Like the other police officers, that's the history of McIntyre and his family statement. Again, not many people here again on this visit, just a few which I think come from the campsite. So we're now setting off on the walking tour. Again, it's not difficult in terms of terrain. If you've got a moderate level of fitness, then you won't have a big problem on this. It's mainly on flat ground. I think again what's noticeable when you're out here is the remoteness even now, but how remote it must have been back in 1878, and that how difficult it would have been to find bush rangers by the police. So I think if they'd have wanted to avoid conflict, the Kelly gang could probably have done that and slipped away. Because after all, even after this incident, it was another 2 years before the police finally caught up with them, and that was really of a place and time of their making, Kelly gang's making, rather than the authorities. So we crossed the road here. Again, it's very well signposted out. You can see where we're crossing the road on the map. And then we're going to come across what they're saying is the site of where Sergeant Kennedy's body was found. He was obviously in that mode of flight or fight. And at this stage he was obviously in the flight mode, just fleeing for his life really, with the gang after him. Must have been a terrifying moment for the man, knowing that two of his colleagues had been killed. And this is the spot where his body was then found by the search parties. He had been wounded, he was still alive, and Ned Kelly said himself later that he was very loath to kill him, but he didn't want to leave a badly wounded man out here. Whether that was genuine or whether that's an excuse is for you to judge, but possibly egged on by the members of the gang. He used the shotgun that the party had brought along for hunting and finished Sergeant Kennedy off. So it's a peaceful spot today. and I was wondering when I was standing here how many of these trees were around at the time of the incident, how many of them bear silent witness to actually what happened that day. And then from this site we move on along the trail, and it comes to the next interesting point on the trail, which is the site of the Kelly Gang's encampment. So here we are with another plaque saying that this was the location of the Kelly camp. Of course they were out here panning for gold, apart from hiding from the police. They were also trying to secure some gold. You can see the path isn't too difficult. You've got a decent pair of boots on, or walking shoes, or even trainers. That will work here. So again, further along the trail we come to another information point, basically outlining the police arrival to Stringybark. And they were wearing civilian clothes. Now, There seems to be, I think, 2 points of view. There seems to be 2 points of view on everything related to the Kelly gang, to be honest. And as an outsider, I noticed that coming from the UK quite a bit. But obviously they were wearing civilian clothes. One point goes that is because they didn't want to wear their police uniforms because they had to pay for them, and riding out in the bush it was better to wear some rough clothes. On the other side is that they were disguising themselves so they wouldn't be known that they were tracking the Kelly gang. Probably the truth somewhere in between those two, I think. It makes sense in one way to hide their appearance, to go out as prospectors. That didn't seem to help at the end of the day because the information and the sympathisers of the Kelly gang were so strong that they were pretty quickly, I think, warned that the police patrol was out after them. So we're coming back down to the road now, the road that brings you into Stringybark, and we're just crossing that at a different point now. And you'll see as we get up to the road that you can see the gravel road rather. So again, just to bear in mind if you're coming here by cars, broken windscreens or punctures, something to just be aware of. Pretty quiet, very quiet in fact. And again, another signpost to follow. So this is just pointing out the various the monuments in Mansfield, and I've made a separate video about Mansfield. And this tree, which was really called the police tree, and then it became the Kelly tree. And the tree that's here now, I don't think is the original. It's one that's grown up over the years. And I'm a little bit confused by what the meaning of that tree is. Somebody watching this might want to really point that out, but I understand that that's where they originally thought the shootout had been, and where Lonergan had been killed, and the site of the police camp. That seems to now be changing somewhat. But there is the Kelly tree, as it's called, or police tree, as it was called. But it's not the original one, because that was harvested and this is grown up since. And there's a little suit of armour in there. Now, on the video I made last year, this area was actually named as the police camp area, where the shootout had happened. So that's, again, a big change now. They're just linking this as being gold prospecting. There's still a trail down here, and as we know, people were gold prospecting, including the Kelly gang. So this was a change from where it said the shootout was originally, and now they've changed that to just a sign saying it's the gold prospecting area. It is beautiful out here though, with the birds and the animals. I saw some kangaroos when I was driving out. And then it's back to the main central area. to where the start of the walk begins.